Hello, 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 and welcome to my channel. In the month of February, I'm going to be bringing you Black authors, books from Black authors. I'm going to be telling you about Black inventors and inventions, and we're going to highlight things that are Black, baby. And now, let's practice saying hello in sign language.
Ring of Hearts
By Laura Malone Elliott.
Tomorrow is the class Valentine's Day party. Make a Valentine for everyone, said Sam's teacher, Miss Wright. Write something special about each classmate. Sam groaned. What nice thing could he write about Nicole? Nicole had said his really cool light tennis shoes were dumb looking. Sam wiggled his toes. He loved those shoes. Sam looked over at Tiffany, saying something nice about her would be easy. Tiffany looked pretty in purple bows, purple boots, purple skirts. When the class did a project about favorite colors, everyone said theirs was purple, even the boys. Everyone except Sam. Next door neighbor, Mary Ann. She picked chartreuse. Once Sam noticed Tiffany drop her favorite pencil. When Sam returned it, she called him sweet. Maybe my Valentine will make her notice me again, Sam said hopefully. Hey Tiff, Winston called. Look at me. Winston flipped himself into a handstand and made a silly face. Tiffany giggled. Then all the girls giggled too. Jeffrey offered to carry her books. Tiffany said he was sweet. The other girls said, "Aw." Tiffany left the school with Winston on one side and Jeffrey on the other. The other girls followed behind. Sam needed to make a really great Valentine. All the way home, he worried. Hey Sam, wait up. Mary Ann skipped from behind him. What's bothering you? She asked. I need to make a really good Valentine. Really? Mary Ann smiled. For who? He whispered. Tiffany. Mary Ann's face fell, but then she said, Well, I read a book about making Valentines. I'll show you how. Sam felt better already. On her kitchen table, Mary Ann out construction paper, lace dollies, glue, scissors, ribbons, crowns, and a shoebox full of stickers. She made a red heart by folding a piece of paper in half and cutting a teardrop on the fold. When she unfolded the teardrop, it made a heart. Wow, said Sam. He watched her glue the heart on a white card and draw an arrow through it in silver crown. She wrote it in big letters. Be my Valentine. Sam stuck soccer balls all over the piece of paper. He wrote, You're a kick. That's a great Valentine for Nicole, said Mary Ann. Nicole was the class star soccer player, but Tiffany doesn't like soccer. Sam picked up a new piece of paper and started drawing. Mary Ann threaded a pink ribbon through the edges of a lace dolly. She pasted a pink heart in the center and wrote M-O-M. She used each letter to begin a line. M, makes me feel special. O, outstanding in every way. M, much love I give you on Valentine's Day. Sam held up his drawing. Be my alien, said the monster. Mary Ann laughed. That's perfect for Winston. He wants to be an astronaut. Mary Ann kept to herself that she kind of sort of wished Tiffany would go outer space instead. Sam started all over. With her pencil, Mary Ann pinpricked the outline on a heart in shiny foil paper. She wrote to her big brother, "You taught me how to climb trees and how to shell a peanut. I will love you always, 'cause you are cool like King Tut." Sam used a poem the boys recited. "Roses are red, violets are blue, your feet are big, and they smell bad too." Sam, smelly feet aren't going to work with Tiffany. A Valentine should say why you like a person, what's special about her. So, what does Tiffany like besides purple? Sam thought and thought. He really didn't know much about Tiffany. Let's stick the purple then. Mary Ann looked in the shoebox. She found lots of purple stickers. Sam took a large piece of gold paper, pasted a dolly on it, a heart on that surrounded it with the stickers. It was beautiful. "She'll love it, Sam," said Mary Ann quietly. "It's the nicest Valentine I had ever seen." At the Valentine's Day party, everyone crowded around Tiffany. Winston gave her a Valentine with a rose taped on it. Jeffrey gave her a big chocolate heart. All the girls gave her Valentines covered with purple lollipops. Finally, Sam handed Tiffany his Valentine. "Thank you, Sam," said Tiffany. Her arms were so full, Tiffany dropped Sam's Valentine. She never noticed. Sadly, Sam picked up his Valentine and stuffed it in his coat. But inside his pocket he found something else. It was a Valentine, and it opened up a string of hearts. Each heart had a line. "I like you because you made me cookies when I had chicken pox. You can make pretend spaceships from a box. You like to fly kites up high. And you never ever lie." It was signed Mary Ann. Sam caught his breath. He hadn't been able to think of a thing to put on Tiffany's card, but suddenly he could think of 100 things to write on Mary Ann's card. He liked the way she played basketball and Monopoly and read so many books. She had carried his school lunch tray when he broke his arm and had talked him into learning to swim. Sam ran home and found a piece of red construction paper. He folded it in half and drew hearts all over it. He titled it, "The Book on Mary Ann." Inside he wrote, "I love how you always make me feel better." He slipped it into her mailbox. The next morning, Sam and Mary Ann walked to school together. "Thanks for the Valentine, Sam." "You're welcome," he answered. She smiled. He turned red. Sam changed the subject. "What is the chartreuse whatchamacallit anyway?" "Chartreuse? I read about it in a book. It's a light green with a little yellow in it." She skipped ahead of him and called back, "Like the color of your eyes." "Hey, Mary Ann," Sam called. "Wait up." The end.
At the end of each story during Black History Month, we will read a few pages from a book titled A Child's Introduction to African American History by Jabari Asim. What is African American history? For many years, the history of African Americans was not often told in books or in school. Some people could rely on family stories handed down from generation to generation. Otherwise, you might have to do a bit of detective work to find out anything at all about this facet of our nation's history. Poring over historical records and looking through books and photos, the lack of available information led to the spread of false or misleading stories about the culture and experiences of African Americans. These stories are called myths or stereotypes. This started to change in 1915 when Carter G. Woodson founded the Association for the Study of Negro Life and History. In 1926, he went on to launch Negro History Week. He chose February because Frederick Douglass and Abraham Lincoln's birthdays took place during that month. In 1976, Carter's big idea expanded to Black History Month, when many schools across the country celebrate by studying and discussing the contributions of African Americans. Thanks to Woodson and others like him, the history of African Americans is now at your fingertips. Get to know Carter G. Woodson. Carter G. Woodson was a historian and author. Today, he is best known as the father of Black History Month. The son of formerly enslaved parents, he was born near New Canton, Virginia. After graduating from the University of Chicago, he became the second African American to earn a doctorate degree from Harvard University. The first was W.E.B. Du Bois. When Woodson founded the Association for the Study of Negro Life and History, he called for a study of the past that would be free from prejudice. The aim of this organization, he wrote, is to set forth facts in scientific form, for facts properly set forth will tell their own story. He went on to become a professor and dean at Howard University and West Virginia State College. Woodson wrote more than 30 books, including The Miseducation of the Negro. What's in a name? When African Americans first arrived in the American colonies, they were called Africans, after the continent they came from. For example, the oldest Black church in the United States is called the African Methodist Episcopal Church. Later, the descendants of the African newcomers were referred to as coloreds. The nation's oldest civil rights group is called the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, or the NAACP. Later on, African Americans were referred to as Negroes, taken from Niger, the Latin word for black. In 1914, for instance, the political leader Marcus Garvey founded a group called the United Negro Improvement Association, or UNIA. During the 1960s, Black replaced Negro as the more common term. An example of a group that uses that designation is the Congressional Black Caucus. Today, African American is the preferred term, reflecting both the group's African origins and its members' status as American citizens. And now let's practice saying goodbye in sign language.